Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Screen Time Continuum. I am Nick, and I'm here with the boys. Keelan, what is up, man?
Not much at all. It's a pretty good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What's today?
It's Thursday, if you can believe
Man,
it. Yeah,
when the holidays come around, things get combobulated, I promise.
they certainly do. And we got Big Mike. What's going on, man?
What it do, man? I'm in my first night touching snow.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
fun. Nice.
Yeah.
It's always a good one. And we're hoping that you are having a snow touching night. Well, pause. A good night, or evening, or day, or whenever you're listening to this. We very much appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for tuning in. We would really appreciate it if you enjoyed this, if you enjoy our content, if you hit that subscription button and that thumbs up button. It would really mean a lot to us. We're trying to build our audience out, and we can't do it without your help. So if you enjoy our content, please let us know. A comment, a sub, a thumbs up, any of the three or all of the three. If you're feeling very crazy, we would very much appreciate that. So thank you so much for tuning in again tonight. We're going to be talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, which just came out on Disney Plus about, I think, a couple weeks ago. We're a little bit late to the party here.
Yeah.
It's been out for a little bit. It was directed by James Gunn, and it has the cast that you would expect Guardians of the Galaxy to have. So I don't think I need to go through everybody in that. But yeah, it runs about 46 minutes, I believe. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about whether we loved it, whether we hated it, what was wrong with it, and maybe what the meaning of Christmas really is. So before I keep blathering on, let's get into first impressions with the gentleman. Keelan, Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. What were your first impressions?
Did they get into the meaning of Christmas?
I mean, loosely.
Okay, that's all I needed to know because I thought I missed something.
Right.
My first impressions of the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas holiday special, which is very wordy for a title. Um, I didn't dislike it. But you know what? Actually, I liked it more than I thought I would. I'll say that. I liked it more than I thought I would. Um, did not expect it to keep my attention the entire time. But there wasn't much to lose attention over. Um, yeah. I also expected a few more characters, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into further details. But let's get Big Mike's first impressions. What did you think, man?
I didn't hate it, but I definitely didn't like it. I just thought it was, as soon as it started playing, the first thing that popped into my head was a Star Wars Ewok Christmas. It's the first thing that popped in my head.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, are they just pandering for money? And I was like, yeah, likes and views is the same as pandering for money. This is just some cash grab, and they brought in, I mean, not no disrespect, but they brought in old ass Kevin Bacon.
Bacon!
They did do that. Yeah.
Bacon.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just where I'm at with it. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I just didn't like it.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's something that we can probably discuss, because I think I'm somewhere in the proximity of you guys, and I think maybe we'll open this up to a larger conversation about whether we are no longer with it, or if the movies are starting to lose their luster. But
you don't think we're hip?
Maybe it's us, maybe, or no.
I've considered that.
It's the children that are the problem.
I've considered that I've become a cantankerous old man, and everything new is trash because of that, and only that.
Right. We have to be very careful that we don't fall into that pit, because it's very easy.
Before you say what you were about to say, Nick, I want to add that even if we are becoming those older people, they bring this to our step and our stoop. We didn't have to walk out nowhere. This came.
That's right. Get off our lawn, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hey, gentlemen, one more time, please don't step on my lawn.
Right.
My freaking grass.
That's Kentucky bluegrass, damn it. That's not cheap.
Hey, listen.
Oh yeah. So my first impressions of this were, I think I was probably the most delighted by it out of the three of us, but that's not to say a whole lot because it wasn't something that I was really wowed by. I found myself laughing at a couple of the jokes. Um,
That's
I
why I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I kind of like a Christmas special, even though it is a hokey cash grab. It gives the sort of the characters within that franchise something to do that's outside of anything that has big stakes. So I kind of like that once in a while, and that seems fitting for characters like the Guardians of the Galaxies or Galaxy. But what I will say is that the acting from everybody who wasn't Drax or Mantis was god awful. I mean, and I don't know what Chris Pratt was doing in this movie. In this, I think he just phoned it in. I think the first like 20 minutes of his performance are damn awful. Up until he sees Kevin Bacon, then he starts to act a little bit normally. But
Because he has to compete with acting on the screen.
right, right. So yeah, it wasn't anything amazing, but it's a fun thing to watch with your family, I could say, and it's not going to take too much of your time. I could see this as like a last thing before bed for the kids on, Christmas Eve or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is a lot funnier for me than.
I mean, hey, look, I think the reality of this is they weren't intending on doing a good job. I think it got sprung on them at the last minute. Last minute in Hollywood is this time
6
last
months.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 6-7 months. That's kind of still really last minute though, considering schedules.
I think it's worse than that, man. They planned this for like 2 years.
Wow. I hope not.
That's a
No,
heat.
they did.
That's
And
a heat.
and it's kind of stupid too because you can tell that this is all filmed in the volume, which is where Mandalorian is filmed, which is basically this circular room that has screens everywhere.
Mhm.
So you're not even on a studio set anymore. You're just in a room that has screens and it projects the background for you.
They're at the Lucas farm
Yeah, pretty much. And that I don't
or Skywalker
like
Ranch. Sorry.
I don't like the volume. I thought everything was a little bit too clean. Everything was super like it was lit like a soap opera.
Mhm.
Like all of the lighting on people's faces was way too bright. So yeah, there's some problems with the way they're using these like rooms like the volume in Disney. They just don't
Yeah.
look natural.
Well, this didn't feel very Guardians. With you
Right.
saying that it's on the same set that the Mandalorian is shot, it felt very more Star Wars-ish. I think a lot of the Disney things are starting to feel way too. No, I'm not even gonna say feel anything. I'm gonna get directly to the point. There's way too much Skywalker Ranch hands in all of the art now.
Mm.
Like they have to start using other people. The techniques are very obvious. They're getting old, and it's not even entertaining anymore. Um, that's what you were trying to say. With you saying what you were saying, it clicked like, oh, that's what's going
Ewok,
on.
Ewok.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and even in, just what the volume is, again, for our listeners who
And I want to
probably
attack
know.
Skywalker just in general, just the same
Um,
techniques.
yeah, I think, what takes me out of it is that I like a set. I like to see practical effects. I like to see actual buildings or facades of buildings and things like that. But what Disney has done is they've invented a room that's kind of like the holodeck in Star Trek, where you can walk into it and you project whatever CGI rendering you want your environment to look like. And then you can maybe throw a couple props in the room to make it look like it's the place you're at. But the problem with that is that it's blatantly obvious that there's no depth to the world and everything feels like you're just on a stage almost.
Well, and that's what I was kind of getting at is I think that's what made it feel like rushed to me is with them not having it almost feels like the actors don't have much to play off of when it
Mhm.
comes to environment. The dialogue and all of that is there already. Like it is what it is. But it's almost like outside of the actors, everybody expects just the dialogue to work. And the actors are like, hey, give me a few more elements added around us to make this work. And when you're giving
Mhm.
everybody the exact same elements, you're gonna get a dry feedback. Aside from the main two people who you're focused on through this entire thing because they get the most camera time.
Yeah, perfect example of what you just mentioned is when they light up the little town, right? And Quill sees it. You can tell that that's not even he's not even seeing that. And if he is, it's through the
Andy came back.
volume.
I saw
Yeah,
Andy back. I just have to
yeah,
say it. I saw
that's true.
Andy.
Yeah.
And for the record, the reason I say it was Andy is when Chris Pratt played Andy on Parks and Recreation. Andy lived in a make believe, like his entire the whole character just he walked around basically imagining shit. If we had to see things through Andy's eyes, Andy would have probably been high on something.
Mhm.
And
I've
it's
never
someone
watched
that
it.
lived in well, he was a guy who kind of was aloof and he lived in this world of make believe that made him feel better because of how terrible his circumstances were.
That
That's it.
sounds like The Office. I mean, not The
I
Office.
mean,
It's the same
Uh,
creator.
all of these shows kind of
Office Space or whatever that movie was.
yeah, and it's in a way, yeah, I know exactly which movie you're talking about too. That kind of fit, he
Mm.
does fit that character. Um,
Um,
but yeah,
yeah. Sorry. I'm going to give us a quick synopsis for this, and then we can just take it wherever we want because it's not really that crucial. But it's Christmas time for whatever that means, and the Guardians are on Nowhere, which is the Sentinel head or the Celestial head that the Collector's shop is, or museum is. We saw it in Guardians 1. I think Guardians 1, yeah, when he
Yeah.
takes the Power Stone over there. So they are apparently the owners of Nowhere now, it seems like. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah,
but
well, I was gonna say, was that in the movie? Because I don't recall.
that was not in the second movie.
which part was that? I missed the question.
Where they're the
But-
owners of Nowhere.
Nope, don't have an answer to that. Sorry for making you double back.
No, it's all right. Yeah, there was no indication that they would own Nowhere, but it looks like they're managing it at least. And Nowhere is this town, and
They are technically
Oh,
pirates.
you know what? I
Right.
think Cosmo does run. He runs the security on Nowhere.
Oh, okay. Well, he was in a box for a very long time.
Right.
So, yeah, I guess
And he's
so.
smarter than all of them, and he's telepathic. So,
Hmm.
but he's still a dog.
He's still a very cute dog. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a
But
good
yeah, so
boy.
it's Christmas time, and Peter Quill is feeling depressed because Christmas brings about memories, and there's this idea that Yondu was a kind of a Scrooge when Peter was a kid and ruined Christmas, and so Mantis and Drax decide that they need to go get him a Christmas present, and the thing that they decide to get him is Kevin Bacon, and that's pretty much the synopsis of this holiday special. They managed to get Kevin Bacon and bring him back, and things ensue from there. So,
A little drama getting Kevin, a little drama getting Kevin to stay, a little
Right.
fun when Kevin stays.
right,
Mhm.
right, which I think is kind of fun. I think the songs weren't awful.
No.
They were kind of
97s.
yeah, they're kind of cheesy, kind of cheesy songs, but good. I mean, I thought it was kind of funny having the aliens trying to recant what Christmas is like, and they're hearing it through multiple people, so it starts getting weirder and weirder.
Mhm.
I thought
Mhm.
that was entertaining, and then Kevin Bacon's song wasn't bad.
It was nice.
It was nice. It was all right.
It
Cosmo
was nice for a Kevin Bacon song. I didn't expect that. Let's say that.
Cosmo is a welcome addition to the Guardians. I think maybe he
Mhm.
might be a good pick.
Yeah, they should bring him back in. I got no issue. And Howard the Duck.
And Howard the
That-
Duck.
yeah.
He's somewhere.
I like
Yeah.
Howard more.
Yeah, Howard the Duck would be pretty fun. Maybe he'll come in Guardians 3.
But well, no, yeah, Howard will work
Because he was in the
Howard is the
second one.
anti-villain. I mean, anti-hero. Excuse me.
He's in the second one, right? Because they actually do bring him up, I think, at some post credits in one of the
He's in the
movies.
post credits of the first one because it's
Oh, okay.
after the Collector's museum is blown up.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, but what's weird to me is that this is a very kind of bright and enthusiastic. I watched the Guardians 3 trailer and I got very like dour last stand vibes from it where somebody's gonna die. So I don't know how that juxtaposition is going to work necessarily because this was very lighthearted, and it seems like the next or the last movie might be a little bit heavier. So
Mhm.
I don't know how you guys
Yeah,
think that's going to work out.
I think that's kind of the reason to have this being so bubbly, aside from it being a Christmas special. So, something I think that they're trying to do with certain characters, like the Guardians, because they are their own brand,
Hmm.
is you kind of gotta utilize them as they're kind of Deadpool esque. You can use them out of context.
Hmm. That's true. Yeah, you can kind of place them anywhere, which makes them pretty versatile. I did like Chunky Groot. Thought
Yeah,
that was pretty funny.
young teen group
Teenage
Yeah,
Groot. Yeah.
putting on his
Uh,
getting his 15-year-old muscle on.
yes, yes, exactly. I like
they should have
that.
gave him a tree moss mustache,
That would
Well,
have been
I
really
think that's
funny.
gonna be better.
but real sparse, not fully pushed in.
Yes.
That's because it'll be white because it's just in growing in.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good. I would have liked that for sure. Let's see, what are there some pretty bright points in this? Yeah, Mantis and Drax are okay, but it does feel a
They were
little
fun.
bit it does feel
Forced.
a little bit kind of cheap because you're like, hey, Guardians of the Galaxy, this is just Mantis and Drax.
That's the Mantis and Drax show for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But even the animation at the beginning when they start with Yandu, I thought that was actually a really cool intro.
Hmm.
Aside from the fact that we're not gonna get Yandu because he's gone. Um, for
that's why
those
we
who
got animated Yandu.
That's what I was gonna
Hmm.
say. I'm like, for those who just for that moment, you kind of needed a Yandu in there for that reminiscent moment, like, oh damn, Yandu. So they throw it in an animation and then they blend it. And then so to have that, you see young Kraglin, you see young Peter, fast forward, and you see how all of that kind of affected everybody else along the way. I did think that was pretty cool to just show
Hmm.
that Peter is the reason that all these people in space even know anything about
Christmas.
Christmas or heroes and all of that, and Kevin Bacon was his inspiration.
Right.
And even though it starts saying, "Oh, that doesn't affect Yandu," I mean, shit, it affects the band, it affects the people, it affects Mantis and Drax going to
I do have a question.
basically a murder spree.
Did I miss it, or did they explain why they think actors are awful people or
Because
shitty?
they're actors and they're shitty people.
Hmm.
I mean,
Oh,
I
that's
get
what I
it.
was gonna say. I think that I meant to say that earlier. I think them continuously bringing that up was kind of a hint at that. Yeah, we don't want to do this right now.
I think it's also James Gunn doesn't like actors, and he's making fun of them. Also, he's made that big switch to DC, so there might have been some drama with the
Going on.
cast and stuff. You know,
Okay.
um, yeah. But yeah, I thought
Maybe actors aren't all trash, huh?
right. Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Womp womp womp.
Yeah, I
Anything
didn't
else
really
that's fun?
understand what they were trying to prove with that, but it was entertaining to watch them go through it.
Oh, did you like Drax almost getting picked up? That was cool
Hmm?
at the bar.
Oh, by the
Oh,
gay guys.
yeah. I was like, so is Drax gonna know what's going on, or and then
Of
it's like,
course
nope,
he
Drax
wouldn't. Why
doesn't know
would he
what's going
know?
on.
Yeah.
But okay, so I have to say this: by Drax not knowing what's going on, he just had a generally fun night.
Hmm. Both of them did really. I mean,
It's
Dancing's for
like
losers.
dancing,
dancing for
right?
losers.
Dances for losers. Well, we'll buy your
Yes.
next drink. Yes. It was like, okay, why? And it was like, okay, fun. But that
Mhm.
also makes me feel like, so what y'all saying on our side of town, on the straight people side of town, it ain't fun? It's not fun enough?
Yeah, but it's also
Sure.
just Drax is supposed to be very literal, and
And basically, had he gone to a bar full of ex linebackers, he would have got into a fight.
yes, definitely. Yeah, it would have been that type of energy for
I
sure.
concur with that sentiment. He definitely
Yeah,
would have got into a fight.
right.
Yeah, but
And
he's
Ian,
super powered, so
bulletproof.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's
yeah.
something that we
Well,
did
it
not know.
tickles.
Bullets are ticklish.
Yeah, I didn't know that about Drax. I
I
guess
didn't
it
know
makes
that
sense.
Drax and Mantis could get so drunk that it was just gonna wear off after they get asked if they want to know how to get to Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that was convenient, right?
Made me wonder if they were drunk or just.
And they robbed that poor map lady.
Yes, they did.
He definitely robbed that poor.
That's all right. She was going to rob them anyways for that stupid map with that stupid map.
Yeah, but I mean, at least they were still getting something for something.
No, stop. I wonder how much star maps really are. I want to go out to Hollywood.
I think they're like $5.
Hell no. I guarantee you they're at least
the
50.
Tours are like $50.
I know, yeah, to get on the bus and all that. I know that's probably like $100 actually. I doubt that map is only $5.
I don't know, to be honest. I've seen them on sale, but I've never retained that information enough because it never seemed important.
You saw it on sale? If you saw it on sale, that's an outdated map. They ain't selling it.
If you ain't never walked down through Hollywood?
All the time.
Well, I know you have.
I've never seen a Star Tours map. I've seen like the kiosk, and I've even seen the booth you go up to like to sign up. I've just never been over there.
Yeah, well, last time I was
it's by a theater.
Yeah, last time I was walking through, they had them in buckets, and they were just like maps for sale.
Maps for sale. For sale, these maps.
Yeah.
All right, so let's think. Oh, so they get the map. What I thought was also cool is they get all the way there. So how they got there on foot before the end of the night was amazing. But they get all the way to Kevin Bacon's house after going to everybody else's house. And nobody, none of the other celebrities, I think I saw like Julia Roberts' face and Johnny Depp. Nobody decided to call Kevin and say, hey, yo, there's weird people going door to door looking for you.
Nope.
Some friends Kevin Bacon has in Hollywood or Hidden Hills. That was more like Hidden Hills, yeah.
Oh, who knows? Yeah, I'm not really sure. But he's got a pretty nice house, though.
Yeah.
Probably off Cahuenga Boulevard somewhere.
Yeah, probably. Who knows? Look, we're acting like we can afford to drive up in those areas.
I have been up in those areas. I had to.
Those hills are too steep. I don't know if my car would make it.
Mine certainly won't.
I was in the work car.
My emergency brake's not good enough.
That's what I'm talking about. I ain't parking nowhere. I gotta keep this thing moving.
I had to go up in them hills at 2:00 in the morning.
Oh no,
it's scary.
You didn't see no coyotes? I know you saw.
Hell yeah, I did. What you mean?
Just walking around talking about where you going.
I wasn't walking nowhere.
No, you ain't. No, they was looking at your car.
You got masseuses lurking in the shadows. You got some butlers scurrying across the road.
Oh, if they run like they play football, get out of there.
Right.
Now.
Alfred
so they managed.
Alfred sneaking through the area about to go beat up Superman.
Yep.
Man. Hey, listen, just so y'all know, what Mike is hinting at is Batman never, and I mean never once, did all the work on his own when it came to Superman. Alfred was always in the bushes.
Hey, Alfred took Superman to task and beat him up real bad once.
Hey, these hands.
With fisticuffs and won.
What did he do?
That's comic. That's comic.
I mean, Superman was
canon.
depowered, right?
Gotta go look it up, bro. It was entertaining as hell.
Was it?
I don't want to ruin that for you.
Was it Red Sun or he had like kryptonite in his knuckles?
Go look it up. I don't want to ruin that one for you. You'll enjoy that.
He was smacking him with a hanky.
He beat the shit out of Superman. That's all you need to know.
Damn. Hey man, Alfred was that man. So people don't.
Yes, he was.
So they managed to capture Kevin Bacon. They bring him back, and I thought that was pretty good with Chris Pratt when he's approaching the box, and he starts off very delighted and excited.
He's like,
and his face sort of slowly turns into concern. I thought that was pretty good.
That was much more convincing than him being surprised or enamored by the lights.
Yeah, definitely a lot more. And then then Kevin Bacon's under a spell, and he's been told Mantis is pretty powerful. I mean, if she didn't have to touch you, it would be a real problem.
You know what's crazy is I think there's a way she doesn't have to touch you, but it's so invasive that it can harm you.
I can imagine. Yeah, she was putting a whole planet to sleep.
Yep.
So yeah,
that's how powerful she is.
She's very powerful.
Sleep.
Yeah. So we lift the illusion from Kevin Bacon, and naturally he freaks out. But through a talk with Kraglin and a little bit of the Christmas spirit, he decides to stick around for one song. And
I have a question.
Red white mushrooms.
What's that?
You didn't see those red and white mushrooms?
Oh, is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. You have a
I have a
question? Mark?
question though.
Yeah.
Does anybody feel some kind of way about what's her face stealing his arm?
I'm trying to
Winter
figure out
Soldier's
what's up with
arm.
that, yo. Like, so did Bucky retire? Did he gift the arm to Rocket, and Nebula is just the one who delivered it?
Hell
Because
no.
if I'm
Because
the White Wolf,
remember in Endgame he mentioned he wanted to steal that arm.
that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying, son. And then I don't like it because he also isn't the new Cap. So what are we saying? Is he just retired?
I
Did
think
he grow his arm back?
they're alluding to the fact that Bucky decided to retire.
And if he not retired, what kind of arm he got? Because I wouldn't have gave up the vibranium one.
Nah, he
Right?
didn't give it
So
up.
what's Rocket gonna do with the vibranium arm?
How did Nebula get it from the Dora Milaje?
Because James
Listen,
Gunn has already talked about it because we're a little late on it,
Oh, okay.
and
What did he say?
just cause
Oh, just for the lulls. Oh,
reasons.
I love that. Yeah, cool.
reasons.
Well, we won't need that in the future. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Fine.
Well, I mean, he
But you
left
know
the
what'll happen,
MCU,
though?
so I mean,
You know what'll happen though is I guarantee you if they do plan on using Bucky, what'll happen is in the next Guardians movie they'll have to see Bucky at some point, and
I think the new Guardians
Rocket will
comes
be
out
right
in a
back.
few months,
I think it does. Yeah.
so maybe that's. Well, I don't.
Yeah, I think it comes out
Oh,
in May or something like that. But I'm
man.
not really that excited for it. It looks kind of depressing.
I'm gonna watch it because I enjoyed the Guardians
Oh, I
franchise.
love the Guardians. I think it's
Guardians is
one of the
probably
strongest.
the most
Yeah.
consistent
Yeah,
franchise.
I enjoyed the Guardians, and they haven't completely just pooped on it yet.
That's true.
But give them time.
Yeah,
Look,
they have one
the
more
first
movie.
Guardians was good. The second one made me question it, but when you look at it as a body of work, it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's really not that bad. Especially when you look at the last year that we've had in Marvel stuff. So
Man, Marvel,
You
get
know
it
what I have to say
goddamn
for
together.
the 2022 year of Marvel? Cowabunga.
Cowabunga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Whole nother brand. Just throw that on top of it.
Why
Well,
not?
I think that brings me to the question. Oh, the final revelation is that Mantis is Peter's sister.
Oh yes, we
which,
forgot that part.
Yeah, that feels all right. I guess that would make sense.
The greatest present ever, Mantis.
Right.
And we
I
also
thought
find
that
out
was
where he
cute.
gets his blasters
It was
from.
cute. It
I
was
think
heartwarming.
that was my favorite part as far as it
Mhm.
being a Christmas movie and
Oh,
having
nice.
like an emotional thing. That was my favorite part.
That's the part that made you
Same.
tear up. That's not the part that made me tear up. Something did make
Oh
me
no,
tear
I
up.
didn't tear up on any of it.
I teared up.
Yeah.
So I teared up when we get the flashback of Peter. Like, is that how Kraglin remembers it? Or maybe he doesn't know the end of that story. And we
Mhm.
see Yandu going back, opening his gift off of out of the trash, and then turning around and gifting Peter his blasters for the first time.
Mhm.
Is that
That
how he got those blasters?
That's how he got his
Yeah.
blasters. His first Christmas gift from Yandu, or his only, I guess, Christmas gift from Yandu.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that. I think that that's a nice little lore building element that wasn't even really necessary. They just,
Not at all.
wanted to tie that all together, which I think is sweet. For sure. I did also like the Mantis and Peter thing. I think that kind of adds an interesting dynamic in the next movie. I wonder if
And it kind of makes sense too.
yeah, it makes sense. Well, she was the only one that was living with Ego, and
Yeah.
Ego seemed to be hell bent on finding his children. So
Right.
I just didn't like that. It seemed like they were holding that like an ace in a hole in the tuck, and we
Yeah,
did the Christmas
agreed.
special. I would have
In a-
To make
preferred
this worth
that
it.
in
Right.
the third one.
Yeah, I think there might be some emphasis on their relationship in the third one, but I'm
But
really
if you don't see this, then is it gonna make sense?
right.
All of a
Yeah,
sudden, they're gonna be brother and sister, and you didn't know that if you didn't
that's
see
true. That's very true. Yeah, that might be a problem. That might be a
this.
problem for sure.
It's not Luke and Leia exactly. You know what I mean?
I really hope that they don't fuck up the
Is that
last
another
movie.
Star Wars reference?
Yep.
I hope that they don't hurt the next Galaxy or Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Really,
Hey
honestly,
Nick, you're talking
yes.
about it, so it's gonna happen.
I know, because I'm really concerned about this trailer. I know you guys have seen it, but I really just
Mhm.
got this like depressing feeling from it. Like it was like
haven't
gear
seen
up
it.
because somebody's gonna die.
Right. And in
basically.
that trailer, Nebula has Bucky's arm.
Right. Yeah. And it's
Which
all
is
about taking
that was
one last stand together,
right.
and it's
Yeah,
like, oh
exactly.
Jesus, here
That
we
was
go.
my original confusion with Bucky's arm. So to see it in this, I thought we weren't going to see it until the third one. So that even made me a little more confused. Like, so what's going on with this arm? Like, we can't be passing around the vibranium arm like it's just a pistol. That's
Right.
not, you know.
Well, yeah, I guess you can if you're,
Yeah, I guess if you're Kevin Feige and whoever else is on the
James Gunn.
team, James Gunn. Yeah, I guess so. If you're them.
Yeah,
What's next? Thor's hammer is going to be used as a mallet.
Yeah, might as well be now. Is Thor over too? We're done with Thor, right?
We're done. I think we're done with Thor for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they'll come back together for an Avengers movie, but who knows?
I don't think so. I thought that
Avengers movie.
That brings me to my question to you guys, because we've been circling the drain with Marvel for quite some time.
Yeah.
Where are you guys at with it? Because did either of you see Black Panther? I didn't.
I refuse.
Okay, yeah, I didn't.
Have you seen that review with Andrew Schultz that I posted?
That I actually want to see it and I haven't. Say it again.
Did you see that review by Andrew Schultz that I posted?
Yes. Yeah, the one where he's talking to Charlemagne.
Yeah.
I can't recall.
And it's absolutely true. I don't know why people didn't really connect those dots before, but the irony is that Wakanda is a heavily ethno-nationalist state that wants to have its own borders and doesn't like immigration.
And they had to dry out
Yep. Don't even go there.
Is he? Yeah, he's not really wrong.
I did.
And the crazy thing is, we haven't seen this particular movie, but based on the first movie and his breakdown and the other breakdowns that we've heard, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of hilarious.
I've gotten to a point where I realize Wakanda Forever and these are 3 movies I haven't seen. One hasn't come out, but it's coming out, I think, in a week or this week. Wakanda Forever is a mix of 2 movies. One came out at the beginning of the year, and one is coming out right now at the end of the year. The Woman King and Avatar. You put them together, and you get Wakanda Forever.
Dude, you're so right.
At least visually.
Right. Yes, I agree. Yeah.
And by the way, is anybody gonna see that one?
No.
It makes you wonder. Are they all sitting in the same rooms? Like, do they just go to dinner with each other and say, "Hey, this is what I'm making. Hey, this is what I'm making. Hey, I'm gonna make a mix of that. Thanks, guys." Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, maybe stylistically for sure. And to answer your question, Mike, no, I'm not going to go see Avatar 2. There's Avatar 1 sucked. Sorry. Yeah. A lot of people like that movie. I don't like it. Dances with Wolves, Fern Gully.
I like Fern Gully.
Wait, what you got against Fern Gully?
Nothing. I'm telling you. I'm just saying that this story has been told many times before. And I don't like 3D, so who cares? Like, I don't give 2 shits about this.
I don't watch 3D.
Well, I mean,
you can watch it in 8K.
Cool, I guess.
You can watch it on Neuralink.
You know what? One of the reviews I think New York Times came out with about the Avatar 2 is they said it was like being waterboarded with turquoise.
Wow.
They just said it was way too blue. Everything is turquoise and blue.
That is the most descriptive insult I've heard in a long time.
It's a pretty good one. Yeah.
It's like being waterboarded with turquoise. And you want to be offended by that, but all you got to do is look at the damn screen.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I love those colonizer of the indigenous people movies. Love those movies.
You mean the Noble Savage movies?
Yeah.
That's what it is, right?
However is the best way to describe it. I'm for
whatever's most offensive to everybody.
Right. Everybody's favorite actor is in one this on Apple now too.
Which one?
Emancipation.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
it's weird how you get a slurry. How you get a just avalanche of these same tone type movies at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. So I think it's safe to say that we're all kind of burnt out of Marvel. I have no idea what even they're releasing in the next year. I just know Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's it.
Well,
I'm
I keep
interested.
seeing the phase. I guess it's phase 5 now with
Mm.
Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
bring back Kane.
I think that's their
Down for that.
plan, but
Bring back
who
Kane.
knows?
I'm interested to see when they or if they bring back Kane. I am interested in the Wakanda
For
TV
now.
show that they're working on.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's like an animation. It's like an animation.
Yeah,
Um,
not
I'm
gonna
I'm
milk
so
that one.
cool on the pandering. I hate it. I
I
goddamn
can't
hate
remember
it.
what the basis of that is, but I don't know if it's as much as the oh hey look at me it's Black Panther. No, I think they just it's kind of like when Attack of the Clones came out. I feel like with this one, I think
Never
it's
let
more
a
so,
never let any juice left in a franchise. They got
yeah.
to squeeze it for everything it's worth.
And if you're lucky,
Everything.
it's good because that's what Attack of the Clones was, and it just so happened that was good, and it damn near resurged the entire damn franchise, and now we got everything else we have now because of because Attack of the Clones was good.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah, they could have just ended it with Attack of the Clones. Like, do you know? Can you imagine where Star Wars would be if they had just left Attack of the Clones? We'd still be watching reruns. Well, facts are
They
if they
could,
come on, we'd still
honestly,
watch them.
they could completely nuke the Disney trilogy and start from scratch, and that would be
Man,
better.
if we could start back with just the original 3 movies, we'd be good.
Yeah,
Does that
yeah.
mean we delete
I'm-
Everything since
The Disney
those
sequels, Disney sequels were so bad that people love the prequels now.
I
right.
agree.
That's how bad the
Yeah,
Disney
and
sequels.
like yeah,
are.
when
Right.
kids,
I mean,
kids
they
go all the way back to the '80s to find out.
Disney's whole thing was bringing back space Nazis.
Yes, it was.
That
Yeah.
was all it was bringing space Nazis.
And then killing your bad guy in the second movie without any
Right.
plan, and then was like, "Oh, but the Emperor's back again."
Like, guess where we're gonna pull this one from? What?
Right up in
What?
our ass.
Right. And then,
Yep.
do we even need to mention the stupid one, the last stupid one we all watched together?
Which one was that?
Rogue One.
Oh, that was awful. I hated Rogue One. Yeah, we watched that together for sure.
We did.
Terrible. I don't even remember watching that movie.
Right. It
Yeah,
was
because
that bad.
I think we saw The Force Awakens together, and then we saw
I know we
Rogue
saw the
One
Force
together.
Awakens together. I remember that.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know what's
Jeez.
funny?
Crappy.
I remember the Force Awakens. I remember when I went to see what was it, Episode 1, Pod Racers.
Yes.
I'd rather watch that one again.
You know what? Let me say this, and then we
Now
can.
this is pod racing.
Shoot, why did that make me laugh like that? So, I
Such a
actually
bad
went
movie.
to, like a red carpet. I was probably like what 13, 14 when that came out. Went to a red carpet showing like out in Hollywood where they had like views and it was giving away tickets to the youths in the area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about being up till 2 o'clock in the morning because you went to a red carpet showing of a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
I saw it with Brian.
I almost disowned Star Wars that night because it was not worth that much of my night, and I felt that way as a young teenage kid, bro.
Yeah.
I saw that with Brian in the middle of the daytime. We both walked out looking at each other like, just like, wow, they did that. Because
Yes,
beat that Jar Jar Binks.
Oh yeah, that was horrendous.
We hey, you know what? We
Like,
asked for it.
Jesus
If we're
Christ,
being
did they make a slave movie character?
If we're being honest, we asked for it. But
I didn't ask for that.
Listen, that movie was all about prohibition and the circuit racing car, the circuit car race, and how that shit started. They just turned it into pod racers, bro. It's the exact same fucking story.
Yeah,
I just like how we went on a 10-minute tangent about how Disney just messing up all our favorite stuff.
Tatooinis are just moonshiners. That's what it is. It's just stock car racing.
Oh man,
yeah, I like that. It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's scary.
They're moisture farmers, yeah. But we did go on a tangent about how Disney is. But I think that's appropriate because this is our foray back into the Disney Marvel thing after taking quite a bit of time off, and I don't know if it's definite, and it definitely hasn't garnered any goodwill for me. It's fine. it's not going to knock my socks off. I'm not buying back in.
All right.
You know,
I expected this to be better. I did expect this to get me a little more excited for GOG 3.
It makes me have to ask though. This one, is anybody interested in seeing the new Deadpool with Logan?
Yes, because
maybe
But-
it's owned by Disney though. Now
I know. That's why I'm asking.
But I'll say this. Yes, because it's Deadpool, but I wasn't that excited for Deadpool 2.
Me neither. Yeah.
But I am excited for it because it's Deadpool. In general, just Deadpool. But I'm more excited. And let's be clear. I'm not excited for Deadpool and Logan because I'm a Deadpool and Wolverine, Hulk Wolverine, Deadpool Hulk. I'm a that fan. I'm a fan of them being against each other and all the damn near immortals. Just murdering each other and chopping each other and slicing. That I like that. So their team up stuff is always fun, but it's never as entertaining as that is for me, at least in the comic books. So I'm not so excited for Deadpool and Logan. Blah, blah, blah. No, just there's a Deadpool movie coming out.
Yeah.
What direction you gonna go with this? I know he won't drop 3 F-bombs in this one because they did that.
Where the hell are the X-Men?
What
is
they
going
are
on?
in Deadpool's mind.
I mean, like,
It's
and
too much to CGI all of them.
No,
maybe
too much contract.
Maybe I should be happy that they haven't actually touched the X-Men, but I am so surprised they haven't. There's so much.
It's a licensing thing, probably.
Wasn't there a Rogue movie? I remember there was a Gambit movie that got
nope, never came out.
Never
came out. That was supposed to be Channing Tatum. Yeah.
Right.
Was it?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be Gambit. Yeah.
Kind of glad that got canned. I don't need.
Me too.
I think he would have did a decent enough job because the script would have been terrible.
The Channing Tatum jokes, maybe.
He's kind of too bulky for Gambit, though, too.
Now, yeah, but when he first did it, he was still small.
Yeah, when I say young Channing Tatum, I would say would have probably been a perfect fit because he had the shoulders but not the arms.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the problem. Gambit never had arms, but Gambit was always like agile. He's like street rat, like a Aladdin.
He's built like an anime character.
Yeah, very slender.
He's very long and slender. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah. I guess we won't have to worry about them ruining X-Men anytime soon. So that's
right.
Right.
I just had the thought that Heath Ledger would have probably made a great Gambit. But you know what? If we're being honest, I'm not saying this to be funny. I am not saying this to be funny. Someone who has the depiction of a Jussie Smollett, like the way he carries himself, would be a great Gambit.
You mean that French actor?
Yeah. Smooth like
well, I mean, if he's got a good Cajun accent, sure.
Right. That's of course.
But as a avid Gambit fan, I am going to be I am going to be upset if they decide to,
I'd rather not them just read that.
Can it
I just don't want them to pull another
I
DC
don't
actor into Marvel and then go back and forth with the same actor going back and forth.
You beat me to it. I was gonna say, can it just be Jason Momoa?
Oh God, no!
No, he's already gonna be Lobo.
Skinny. He's Lobo.
Right.
You know what? He actually might be a better Lobo than Aquaman.
I would agree with that.
That's true. Yeah, that makes more sense because he does ride motorcycles too. Anyways, I just saw that Ryan Gosling's going to be Ghost Rider, huh?
Oh Jesus Christ!
Aside from the age,
I would have preferred him just to go with Nick Cage because I already hate him.
Bring Nick Cage back.
Nick Cage
I already
was
hate him enough.
Writer, but I don't want that twice.
Right.
Twice.
Gosling,
He's already done it. You mean you don't want it a third time?
there was a Ghost Rider too.
Yes. It was worse.
I know
It was actually worse than the first one.
I know that was straight to DVD.
No.
No way.
Bro, it was awful.
No freaking way.
It,
All right.
it was definitely snacks.
Man, that's crazy. I'm at a loss for words for real. That just stopped me in my tracks.
Yeah. Well, we haven't talked about this movie.
It wasn't terrible to me, but for it to be too. Yeah, we haven't talked about this movie.
I think we're done talking about the movie. It seems we're kind of already.
Which movie again?
13 minutes away from Guardians of the Galaxy. We haven't mentioned them in a while.
You mean Disney's Christmas trash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, let's admit it wasn't the worst. We at least watched this year's
No.
Christmas special. Last year's Christmas special was Hawkeye. Anybody see
Nope.
that?
Nope. Nope.
All right, so
Nope.
at
Oh, I
least
did.
Won't
I
watch
watched
that.
it.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
how'd
Well,
you like it?
liked it. How'd you
It
feel
was
about that?
Dookie Snacks.
Which one was
Right.
better, last year's Christmas special or this one?
It's still a pig in a wedding dress.
You're the only person that can give us an honest opinion because we didn't see last year. We didn't watch
It
Hawkeye.
wasn't even about Hawkeye.
Of course,
we
it's
know
not.
that.
It's never
It
about
was about
the
Kate
male
Bishop.
character, right?
Listen. We've discussed plenty of times about the Kate Bishop story that we
Yeah.
didn't watch. But the question is the aspect of it being Christmassy. Did they
It was
cover
snowing.
better last year?
Oh, he is obfuscating. Answer the question, Mike.
He
Which
will
one's
not
better?
answer the question. Which one is better, man? If
He
you
does
had to
not
push
want to
play
say.
right now, are you starting the Hawkeye series over or are you watching this again?
I'd rather just pull my eyes out. I guess I watched the Guardians though.
Dang,
Okay.
dang, that's all we needed to
It
know.
kind of
Guardians.
stayed on theme
We had to
Oh,
pull your
wow,
arm
okay.
off of that one.
because it's so
You know,
bad.
I'll put your arm on ice and give it back to you when I see you, man. You can have it back.
Oh, that's nice of you. Hopefully, Bucky will get the same treatment.
Nope.
Nope.
The level of disrespect is too high already.
Bucky!
That is very true.
Listen, Bucky got to go back into the to being with Hydra. We need that Bucky back. I don't know.
I
what's
mean,
going on.
seriously, everybody
Bucky,
treats
I
him
don't
like
like
shit,
him.
anyways.
I don't
Man,
like this Bucky.
once they convert over to being good guys, they turn into just Dookie Snacks.
Well,
That's
you know
true.
you know what happens when you're a good guy, right? You have to lose everything morally, but you win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, since we're done, I think we can get to our ratings
We don't have to
for
rate this
this.
shit, do we?
I mean, yeah, we could give it a rating. I'm going to be a little bit more generous than maybe I should be because, again, and this was what I wanted to bring up. I don't know if I can rate Marvel movies fairly anymore because I just see them as kid shows.
Yeah.
And
I can't knock that. Yeah.
I don't know, and maybe it's just me getting older. That's probably what it is. But
Get off my lawn, Disney.
yeah, I think Disney has just made it way too kiddie, and they didn't start off that way.
Because they're trying to make everything this family friendly thing that isn't family friendly.
Right.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like there should have never been any movie with Wolverine in it where everybody did get cut up.
Fair
There
enough.
just never
Yeah.
should have been one made.
No,
If you're
true,
not
they're
seeing people get
violent
sliced to
characters.
ribbons, then it's not worth it.
Nippy Snort.
Yeah, these are violent characters in these comic books, and
Right.
it is silly that,
You want
that
Weapon X?
Disney nerfs them. Yeah, so that's kind of why I'm going to give this maybe a little bit more slack in my rating, but it's not to say that I like or I am excited about anything Marvel going forward. But I think I'll go first and say that, if I'm rating this as just like a fun thing for a family to watch, I would say it's for the parents, maybe it's like a 5, and for the kids, it's like a 7. You know, I think kids would probably like this. I think they'd laugh a lot. I think it would be fun for them to watch. I think the parents would enjoy it just fine, but I think it's probably it's an adult 5. That's where and a kid 7. I think that's how I'm gonna rate Marvel movies from now on.
I think you rated that way higher than I would have expected.
Well, pause.
What do you think? I think kids would rate it a 7.
I think kids.
No, I meant for the adults because
yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's probably I have to have 3 rungs now because that adult has kids. So if you don't have kids, then it's more like a 3.
3, 4.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm leaning more like between a 3 and a 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I ain't got no kids, so.
And I think it's really. I'm like I hate to parse this out like that, but I really do think that that's important because a lot of people probably do have kids, and if that's what if you have a family, this probably would be good for you guys to watch. So
right.
But if you don't, you're probably not going to enjoy it a lot that much.
I will give this a 5 as well, but for all of the reasons that Nick said accumulated into one rating. I can't think the kids would enjoy it. I think the parents would enjoy that the kids enjoy it. But if you don't have kids and you see it, then it's just something to throw on the TV for the holidays that you probably haven't seen before. Um, and that's actually most holiday movies. None of it's really like, oh, ultra entertaining. I can't think of
Mm.
one really, 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 really good Christmas movie unless we're talking about something that's not really a Christmas movie that we won't mention now because we might cover that later.
Fair.
But yeah, so
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
and there goes our one before we get to an R rating. But
No, I got one for that already.
oh,
I've been looking through some Christmas stuff.
Oh
Nice.
no, I get you. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so I'll give it a 5 as a general scale, as Nick said, pretty much as a family rating.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've kind of already said that I was between a 3 and a 4, I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
If you don't have kids and you're an adult, there's really no reason for you to watch this unless you're super interested in the continuity of Guardians of the Galaxy. And I don't even know how much it does. All it does is add the element that Mantis is Quill's sister.
And I generally don't like movies that have singing in it. Generally,
right.
I generally don't like when they have the whole sibling thing just lingering about, but they don't make it significant. Make that shit entertaining,
or make it impactful.
Or impactful.
Like,
yeah,
it should be impactful for sure. And yeah, this should definitely color the next movie. Like, their dynamic has to be now that like they're close. You know what I mean?
Dynamic. It's like now it seems like they're gonna move into either Mantis is gonna have a more of a power role, or Peter is gonna all of a sudden develop powers.
Maybe his powers will start to manifest somehow.
Yeah, his ego powers.
Right.
Oh, maybe.
Then they have to kill. Then they have to kill Peter in order to keep him from becoming his father.
So he doesn't terraform into a planet.
All right, I'm already upset with this conversation.
See, this is why I'm worried about the next movie, man. Somebody's dying. Somebody's dying.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be Mantis because Mantis. We just found out Mantis is his sister. We just thought about it, and it's highly probable because Peter has an ego-driven issue in the whole series. He could definitely all of a sudden start terraforming into a planet, and the only person who has the power to calm his spirits and his emotions down is his sister, and it's going to kill her because of the life force it's going to take to do it.
Yeah, and Adam Warlock's going to be in it, so I don't know how that's going to factor.
Oh,
somebody's going to die.
Somebody's going to die. You don't know Adam Warlock? Just Google him.
Yeah, I think that
we're saying that.
Right. I think that brings us to around a 4.5 ish. For this movie. So yeah, something around there. I think that's good enough. You guys got anything else that you wanted to add before we wrap this one up?
Do better, Disney. Do better.
I didn't know Adam Warlock was going to be in Guardians 3. That's
yeah.
That just changed a lot for me.
Right.
Changed a lot for me. And do you guys know? Do we still consider Adam Warlock an anti-hero, or is he considered a superhero now because of the change of the guard?
Well, I mean, he shouldn't even be in this movie because his his biggest role was in the Infinity War, right? It was like him and Thanos. Like, his main storyline is intricately tied to Thanos, I thought.
Yeah, for the most part.
I don't know. I think they're gonna get really inventive with him.
Uncle or something like that. They're related.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say I don't care.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get a little bit inventive with what they do with him.
Well, that's the problem with that. And you know what? That speaks to something that's been going through a lot of bloggers right now. They hate IP. They absolutely hate intellectual property.
Yeah,
because the fans expect what they expect from the intellectual property's origins. Oh, well, how are we the assholes? Because we expect you to live up to the expectations that brought us to this point.
My creativity, man.
Because they don't want to. They want to do their own thing.
Right. Well, go and do your own thing, but nobody's going to fund it.
No, but they want to play in the corpse of the thing that you love. Come on.
And that's the problem.
If I can't wear your favorite thing as a skin suit, it's no fun for me.
I was about to say that. I'm going to say you can't say you want to be creative and then throw a Captain Planet suit on. It's been done already.
Oh, and by the way, Gore the God Butcher was the original host of the symbiote, which they did not talk about in Thor. Yeah.
Didn't watch
Which
it
is so
anyway.
stupid.
He's not even
because-
supposed to look like that.
No, he's the original host of the original symbiote.
He's not
The
supposed to
most
look like
powerful.
Kratos
No, he's not.
or Prometheus.
He's also supposed to be able to manifest stuff with that, with his symbiote.
Really?
But whatever. Yeah, the sword was this hosted the original symbiote, and then he became the host for the original symbiote. So Venom would be his offspring and all that.
Right, he would basically be Venom's ancestor, sire.
Yes.
The great originator.
Yeah. So this idea that they totally didn't even they didn't even talk about that in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Nope.
Which is so stupid.
Which is also crazy because you think to yourself that Thor has one of the abilities that would help him against something that is symbiotic, because the lightning and the power of the strength. Yeah. You can create a million fucking shockwaves. Right. But hey, why not use that to your advantage?
Well, maybe that's why they took it away. It would have been too easy for Thor to defeat it. We just had to tinkle it with some electricity and it would have freaked out.
So I guess in the movie, Gore is just super big fighter
man. You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, I saw it too. So yeah, you didn't miss anything.
Is it on the app? Is it on Disney?
I don't know.
Not yet.
I didn't see it that way.
You went into the theaters, got it. No worries. No, it's okay.
I don't know what you're talking about, good sir.
We have our verdict in. This is what was it? 4-3, 4-5?
Yeah, ish, somewhere around there. We're good.
Yeah, got it.
All right. Well, I think that's it for us, guys. Thank you, everybody, for checking this episode out. We're hoping that you're having a happy holidays, whatever holiday that you exercise. I hope that you're spending it with family and loved ones. And from all of us here at Screen Time Continuum, happy holidays to you. And if you want to check out what we do on separate podcasts, we have a podcast basically every day of the week. You can go check out all of them in one channel on Facebook at Thinkering Talks. Otherwise, you can check out If Numbers Could Talk Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. All of these channels have a YouTube page you can go check out. Tuesdays and Thursdays is Dijon the Mustard on Twitch at Strawberries and Coffee. Also on YouTube at Strawberries and Coffee. Sunday and Wednesdays here at Screen Time Continuum, 8:30 p.m. We have Facebook, YouTube, and we're on Rumble as well. Friday nights is Exofathom at 8 p.m. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey. Then we also have Saturday mornings with This Married Moment, Keelan and Bobby, between 10 a.m. and noon. This Married Moment, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. And then back here, Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. with Screen Time Continuum. We will be back next on Sunday, I believe. And we'll bring you something and you'll like it. And it'll be fun. We'll have a great conversation. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Leave us a thumbs up, subscription, please. We're really trying to build our audience. I know you get told by everybody who has a freaking YouTube video up to like and subscribe, but please, it would really help us out. Thank you so much, you guys. For Screen Time Continuum, I am Nick.
I am Keelan.
And I'm Mike.
Good night.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Same to you guys.